That's who he dedicated the love note to.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's a whole backstory.
It is a whole backstory. As we hit the record button live on a Saturday, for once, it's been a while since we've done one of these on a Saturday. It is a special edition of Soup and Meatballs. Tim, can you believe we made 50 shows so far?
I really can't. I thought after like 3 or 4, it would just peter out, but here we are.
What are you talking about, Peter? We're a media conglomerate over here.
We're certainly a phenomenon
in our own minds, I think. And it's a big week. We had a week off last week because we were both sniffly. I'm getting over it a little bit, and I think you're doing a little better than I am. You're going to hear more sniffling from my end. We had a holiday week. We have a big game today.
Yeah, and let's not pretend that we weren't speaking during Thanksgiving. How much stuffing did you end up eating?
3 plates worth.
Which
I mean, when you consider the amount that I put on the plate, that I mean, I ate more than I normally do.
See, now I think one of the underrated things about stuffing is how wildly it varies from house to house. Like, is there something distinct about the stuffing that you had Thursday?
No, I mean, I told you this story a long time ago, and I think I reiterated it on Thanksgiving Day. When I met my wife, we were in college, and we both worked at Folger Food Court at IUP. And Folger Food Court had a place called Cranberry Farms, and Cranberry Farms had the greatest stuffing ever. Now, it probably had 7,000% sodium, and that probably goes towards the taste of it.
Yeah, sodium's amazing.
This was good stuffing. So my mother-in-law pretty much does Thanksgiving dinner. I help a little bit. But the stuffing she makes has, the regular bread, little cubes with onions. I think there's celery in there as well. I don't know how you want to say how special it is. It just tastes really good.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where you can never predict. Like, some people put pretzels in it. Some people put sausage.
Yeah, sausage I've heard. Pretzels, though.
Yeah, some people like crush up like pretzels and put that in there.
Some people are crazy.
Some cook it in the bird, some cook it separate.
So we do. She does both. She had it stuffed, and then she knows my brother-in-law and I are going to eat a lot of it. So she actually has another big dish worth, and that's what I actually helped cook this year. Last year it was like 30 people coming to dinner, so she had 2 birds. So I cooked. There's oftentimes I'll cook turkey at our house because I have to set my phone alarm every 30 minutes to go baste it.
Have I told you what I am strongly considering making next year? Just because I've never made it before, and I think it would be a fun challenge.
No, what do you got?
Duck.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been reading about because it can be very fatty. So like I'm reading about ways, and then you get like all the duck fat where you can like make like French fries in like the rendered duck fat. But that's a pro tip. I hear it's very good.
There you go. Well, I don't know why you're waiting until Thanksgiving when next week is next week.
Also, I know we're named after food, but when did we become a cooking show?
Just wait, because we'll tease. There's food stories coming up later.
Soup and Meatballs became Rachel Ray so gradually I barely noticed.
That's what we do. We do nothing if not evolve here at Soup and Meatballs. But the one thing that will stay relatively constant is football. And man, there's a big game today, and I don't know how you're feeling about it, but yesterday I'm in a dice baseball league with a bunch of guys, and my team got its rear end kicked, like really bad, like embarrassingly bad. Like after the second inning, the fun went away. Like I've lost games and it's fine, but the dice killed me yesterday. And I told the guy at the end of the game, I said, well, I took one on the chin, so I'm pretty sure my football teams have to win now. So like we'll talk about yesterday's game, but today's game, I don't know. I'm still nervous. I always am. How are you feeling about going into the game?
I feel similarly to last year, where I'm expecting a loss, But as it gets close, like if it's close at halftime, I'm going to be like, oh my God, this could actually happen. But
Last year, I think we both expected a loss because we basically had
no
I don't know,
quarterback.
Alex Leonard's playing quarterback, and it was in Columbus. So, like, but this year it's in Michigan, it's in Ann Arbor, so that's got to be worth something. The bummer is that Justice Haynes is ruled out. He's officially out. Jerome Moore said, as such. The health of Jordan Marshall is up in the air, though. According to the Free Press, he's a game time decision. They say most likely yes. If he doesn't go, the carries are going to go to Bryson Kudzil, who's a great story. He was a former 2-star running back. He walked on to Michigan back in 2022. He was offered scholarships other places for football and track, but he chose to go to UM as a preferred walk-on. He started the year 4th on the depth chart. But just last week, he goes out and runs for 100 yards against Maryland. So Michigan has 3 freshmen on the offensive line. They got a freshman signal caller. I don't know. I'm nervous, man.
And that's such a big part of what you'd have to imagine the script is for Michigan going in, is to try to just hold on to the ball, keep that offense off the field, wear down what might be the best defense in the country. Because
they haven't allowed 17.
So good on that side of the. What's that?
They haven't allowed 17 points yet all year.
I mean, they're just so good on that side of the ball, and hope that you can turn it into a low-scoring, just
13-10 game.
Yeah, just like last year.
And then the one thing I think that plays to Michigan's favor a little bit is the weather. Potentially. So according to AccuWeather or whoever, 68% chance of snow, wind gusts up to 14 miles per hour. The snow's not supposed to start till 2, though. So interesting second half, maybe, like you said, if it's close at halftime, maybe that plays into it.
Yeah. And, it's often said that bad field conditions favor the offense because
it favors the running game, you would think.
Yeah, because the offense, even in the passing game, they know where they're going at least. Like the defense is reacting, and it's tougher to react to cuts in bad field conditions.
Speaking of the passing game, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith both goes for Ohio today. So Michigan's defensive secondary is going to have its hands full unless Ryan Day outcoaches himself. I mean, which
he has done in the past.
Last year, he decided he was going to run at 2 of the best defensive tackles all game.
2 first-round guys.
Do you think he's wised up? I don't know. I'm so confused about this game this year.
I know, because he does have that tendency to want to be like, oh, that's how you want me to beat you? Well, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, But then you start to wonder if, maybe winning a national title and getting that monkey off his back, if he's just like, I'm going to coach my game.
His game is Julian Sand and Jeremiah Smith.
Bo
Jackson is a heck of a running back. Let's get that straight. But the quarterback and the wide receiver room, they kind of run things in Ohio. I got to hope for really bad weather and just some weird and wonky stuff. And here's the thing. Both teams do this. And Charles Woodson, I saw an interview with him a couple years ago, and I just saw the same one a couple weeks ago. Every practice, there's an Ohio period. So, they stop prepping for Purdue, and they say, what are we going to do against Ohio this year? And I'm sure Ohio does the same thing. Which, man, to be a part of this rivalry, I don't know, selfishly, I say it's the number 1 rivalry in all of sports. I've heard arguments for other rivalries as well, but it makes watching this game more tension filled than, I don't know, Maryland Rutgers.
Last year they had that long tracking shot of the Michigan players coming out of the tunnel, and I can't imagine being at home in Ann Arbor. Can you imagine even just getting to suit up, not even play in the game, just run out of the tunnel and hear 110,000 people losing their minds?
And it's a different losing their minds. Like I said, it's not opening weekend. It's not even like
Yeah,
big game. No, it's the
it's
game.
as loud as the stadium gets.
Yeah. Well, tickets are still available on the secondhand sites. I looked. What do you think a 50-yard line seat behind the Michigan sideline is going for on Vivid Seats right now?
Today,
Yeah.
it's got to be at least over 1,000. I'm assuming.
You could get a seat for $350.
Really?
Now, I mean,
on game day at the 50.
Game day. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, you have to be there, and like I'm not getting a seat. Kickoff is in just under 2 hours.
I've looked a year ahead of time at games, and not like like decent games on the 50, and it's like $250. So it's surprising there's not more of a markup on game day.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they're just trying to unload the seats. And it said less than 1% of tickets available. So those tickets might be gone anyway. Who knows?
That is a bargain.
The other, I guess, relative controversy about this game, and again, it's both fan bases now complaining about this, is the kickoff time. And they want it at night. And I thought to myself, hasn't this game always been at noon? And the answer is no, it hasn't. Do you remember the 1-2 matchup? I want to say it was 2016. Maybe it was 20. I forget whatever year it was. It was in Columbus. It was the year Bo Schembechler died.
Yeah.
That was a 1-2 game. But that wasn't a noon game because I remember that the game was dark, like in the second half. When Sean Crable had that.
Wasn't it like a 4 o'clock or like a 3:30 or something like that?
I think it was. So the game hasn't always been noon.
Yeah. But also, I feel like it's like noon kickoff is perfect.
So I agree. I like this game at noon, but you get the people who want to, I guess, tailgate all day or whatever. They think that the night game makes it bigger or whatever. I disagree. I don't like night games. I don't like
and
for college.
Kids can't stay up to watch all of a primetime game. You know what I mean? You want to build a future generation of Michigan and I guess Ohio State fans. You play it at noon. You let kids sit and watch it with their families.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a Saturday, so I mean, they could probably sleep in a little bit tomorrow. But I don't know. Like, to me, I don't personally see how Under the Lights makes this game any bigger than it already is. When both teams have this game scheduled in 2029, like there's you don't need any more hoopla for this.
Yeah,
maybe Georgia Tech you do. This you don't.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you roll out of bed and you're like, it's Michigan Ohio State Day.
I've been feeling this all week. So
yeah.
Prediction time. What do you got?
I said I have the same feeling I did last year, and I'm going to go with something similar. Where last year I picked something like 41-10. I'm not going to go that lopsided, but I do think it's going to be something like 34-17, 34-14, something like that.
Yeah, that feels right. I was going to say 28-10, but I could be coerced.
I could see something where it's like 21-14 at the half, and then Ohio State just pulls away, shuts them out in the second half.
We'll see. Hopefully the same feeling last year translates to this year. The other stuff going on, I mean, there's another rivalry down in Alabama. The Iron Bowl today, Alabama travels to Auburn. I don't get the same sense of this is a big game this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Alabama wins big, and it's not close.
The big pull for this game is that Alabama essentially has to win if they want to go to the playoffs.
I don't know where where's the playoff right now? The All-State playoff predictor. I mean, we have it from last week. Here's last week because we've been doing the show on Sunday for so long.
Yeah.
Right now, this is what ESPN had predicted: Alabama, Oregon, winner to go play Indiana. This is obviously not going to be what it's like.
Right.
Assuming that Ohio and Indiana play in the Big Ten title game, they're not going to be 1-2 here. Texas A&M lost, so they're going to drop. I don't think they drop out. I don't know if Texas jumps in.
I, I was watching some ESPN while I enjoyed a tasty bagel earlier, and they had Tim Tebow on where he was like, it feels like a year where the committee is looking more at record and not at resume. And I think, and a three-loss Alabama team falls out, and I think Texas has three losses, right?
Texas, I'll have to check there. Yeah, they're 9-3. But I mean, a win over a number 3 Texas A&M is big. The loss to Ohio State at Ohio State at the beginning of the year, only by a touchdown. The loss that really hurts them is Florida. That's the loss that would keep them out. That's a terrible loss.
The worst thing for Alabama and Texas, honestly, is a Michigan win today, because a 2-loss Michigan team with a win over Ohio State, they're in the conversation.
They would be in the conversation. And let me see. I don't know what it looks like if Michigan wins. The Big Ten title game is all kinds of screwy because Ohio might still make it. Michigan, Oregon are both 7-1. Ohio and Indiana are undefeated. So Indiana's done. They don't play anymore. They're in the Big Ten title game. So if Michigan beats Ohio, they would be 8-1. Oregon plays Washington. That's a likely win. They would be 8-1. There's no head-to-head. The overall, if that's the tiebreaker, Oregon would go to the Big Ten title game. So Michigan wouldn't get a chance for another big win.
Right.
So I don't think, assuming Oregon wins, and I think they're going to because they're playing Washington. Washington's not bad. What do I know?
Honestly, that's bad. If Michigan wins and doesn't have to potentially get a third loss in the Big Ten title game, that actually might be the best case scenario.
That helps them.
Because if we talk about the committee not wanting a 3-loss team in the field.
We also talked about, do we need conference championships anymore? Because like you said, I don't think Ohio or Michigan want to go to the Big Ten title game if they want to go to the playoff, if that's a thing.
I don't think Ohio State has to worry. Even if they lose to Michigan, and then if they were to somehow go to the Big Ten title game and then lose to Indiana, I think a 2-loss Ohio State team that was number 1 almost the entire year until after Thanksgiving is still somewhere in that field.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, and they'd be favored in almost every game they played.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The way I look at college sports now in the world of the 12-team thing, I want to win the rivalry games, and whatever happens in the playoffs happens. This is such a weird setup right now. Like, if you look, Notre Dame, I can't imagine, like, who's their big win this year? They don't have to play a conference title game. Right. And remember when we thought they were dead in the water because they'd lost to Miami? They had such a slow start to the year. I think their big win is USC. Yeah, they beat USC. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule. They lost to Texas A&M. Do they play Navy? They might play Navy today. Well, they play Stanford today. They beat Navy by 39. Yeah, that and USC maybe are their biggest wins. They thumped Syracuse, like they just scored again. At Pittsburgh, I guess you can consider maybe. I mean, Pittsburgh's ranked. I mean, Pitt's a top 25, yeah. But I don't know. I don't see a big win for them. Whereas, like, everywhere else down the line, that you've either had big conference games, the SEC, every game's big, and there's no conference title game for them. But there they are against Oklahoma, potentially. I'll say this. Michigan, if they beat Ohio State, and, like, with what we would call a quality loss to a very good Oklahoma team. Oklahoma, absolutely. Michigan has a better resume than Notre Dame does. But that's a big if, Michigan beats Ohio State, Let's get past today, and we'll see where they do have playoffs in an interesting method. Division II. This is probably the last D2 story we talk about till the finals. IUP lost a really tough first-round game to Assumption, which I think they're from Massachusetts. I saw some of the game. They they had a 13-3 lead or a 16-3. Like they had a lead, but the way their offense works, they throw the ball first. They can't run, so the defense assumption chipped away, and they got a score late, and then I think IUP had like 40 seconds left, and they couldn't do anything with it. But a good season for IUP that comes to an end, and it's basketball season now, really, for both IUP and Bloom. I haven't looked at really any college basketball yet, at least for IUP. I watched a little bit of some other stuff, so future episodes of Super Meatballs we'll get into that. Have you followed high school stuff at all?
Yeah. So in this area, Southern Columbia won yesterday to go. They're going back to the state final.
They knocked off a private school, which is nice.
Yeah, and they're next Friday afternoon they'll be going for their 15th state title in program history.
That's crazy. What level are they right now?
They're 2A now.
Okay, I'm going to pull up the brackets here locally for you. They don't have the. They don't have it up they don't have it updated just yet on the PIAA site. So they knocked off Lansdale Catholic. Do you know who they play? Is it either Farrell or Seton LaSalle?
No, and I was reading the paper today, and it just said we'll play the winner of. It didn't have, so I don't know who the West representative is.
That was a 1 p.m. game. That's inexcusable to not have that. It's inexcusable for PIAA not to have their brackets updated. I mean, I know it's a holiday Saturday, but dude, come on, let's get with it.
Like, and that's something you can probably do from your phone. Like if you're the site administrator.
No, it's a PDF, so you have to update the PDF. Somehow.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you could do it remotely from home. It can't be that hard. But in 5A, I don't know who between Bishop McDevitt and Peters Township. I'm assuming Bishop McDevitt won. They would probably get a showdown with Roman Catholic, the 1 seed out of District 12. That would be a fun game to watch between two private schools.
Yeah.
The big game in 6A is actually tonight, Altoona Mansion Park, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
Yeah, and you know, I only know what you've kind of told me about Harrisburg, you know, being down in your area, and I mean, PCC is just annual. This is routine for them.
Yeah. So I mean, big game today for those guys. The winner likely faces LaSalle College. They play North Penn today at 1:00. I don't know why. Excuse me. I don't know why some of these games aren't on Fridays. Maybe they just couldn't get fields or something. But in 6A, that's a big weekend, man.
It's always a crapshoot when the East and West finals are happening on like Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
You know, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just like how it falls out for sites, and you know who wants to be available on a Friday, who wants to be available on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, hold on for 1 second. I gotta check something here. Nothing bad as we go. Let's see, we copy this.
For anyone watching, if your parents put pretzels in the stuffing when you were a kid, tell us in the comments. All right.
Who does that? Yeah. So
some people put raisins in the stuffing. It's a crazy world, man.
I have nothing valuable to say about that. That is terrible. Although I have a text out to see if we can get a Jake's take here. Because you talked about Thanksgiving games, and I think he has some good stories about Thanksgiving games growing up.
Sure, from the old Hazelton, West Hazelton days.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool to hear. But while we wait to see on his availability, I'm hopeful that here we go. Let's get Jake's take here.
Okay.
We're gonna go back in time. Here's Jake here on Super Meatball, special 50th show edition. Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
So happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
So Tim and I were just talking about high school football, and he mentioned it's weird having these playoff games around Thanksgiving, which reminded me back in the old days, Hazleton, West Hazleton Thanksgiving Day games. Was wondering if you had any memories or commentary on what those games were like back in the day.
Well, for one thing, they were big rival games, and you never could. Hazleton being the bigger school, too, you would think they had a big advantage, but really, West Hazleton always put out a good team. The things that I can remember, the week before 10 days before the Thanksgiving Day game, you didn't go into West Hazleton if you were a Hazleton person, and you didn't come into Hazleton and drive near 9th and Wyoming Street, or you'd get stopped by the police.
Really?
Really. My friend Tony Mazzolini, God rest his
Who was
soul.
the head coach at West Hazleton? I'm sorry.
Well, Gassy Horn was the head coach at that time.
This guy's driving through Hazleton, but he's going to get to West Hazleton because he doesn't want to put gas in his car. Not going to give those bastards money.
No. He couldn't go near the schools.
Yeah.
Now, my friend Tony, his girlfriend lived on Green Street in West Hazleton. Now, if you know anything about West Hazleton, to get to Green Street, you have to go.
You have to go by the high school.
You got to go by the high school and come around.
Yeah.
So there was four of us.
One way coming this way.
Yeah. So he wanted to go see his girlfriend. I'm driving the car. And we get pulled over. Where are you going? We're going to see his girlfriend. Who's his girlfriend? He tells her name. Where does she live? He tells her. Do you have any paint in the car? No. Get moving and get out of town. And so we went over, stopped at his girlfriend's house, and we never went back. That was one thing that I remember because we were involved in it.
Do you have any? So when we were growing up, it was Tony getting stopped by the cops saying, why do you have 6 flats of eggs?
I was the driver.
Tony's like, I'm going to make pancakes.
No, I was a driver. I
got you.
Tony was just a passenger.
No, my friend Tony growing up. I had a friend named Anthony who was walking around on, was it Halloween night with like 6 flats of eggs, and the cop stopped him. I'm going to make pancakes.
No, you and of course you didn't go near the Hazleton High School either, or you would get stopped because vandalism was part of that thing.
That's crazy.
The other big thing was my Aunt Marion. She married my Uncle Jimmy, and she was a West Hazleton graduate. And thankfully, for my 4 years at Hazleton High School, we won every game.
Okay.
That
was the next question.
What's the next question?
That was the next question. Like, tell who won the games and stuff like that.
Hazleton won most of the games. Now, I can remember my sophomore year, we had an average team, and Danny Finataro had a big run in that game and put us ahead 13-7. We were losing 7-6, and he had a big run in that game. And he actually he helped win. Well, his run helped win the game. In my junior year, we had a pretty solid team, and we won that game pretty well, like 18-something. And then in my redshirt senior year, because of medical, they won that game fairly handily. But in my senior year that I got to play in, we won the game 43-7, maybe. We just had an excellent. We had a very good team, and they had a very average team. But
was that always the last game on the schedule? Then was it?
That was
it. Like that.
That was the last game of the schedule. That was it. There was no playoffs. There was no such thing as playoffs. The Eastern Conference might have had a playoff.
Yeah, I know because having covered like Mount Carmel, I know they would go to Eastern Conference in like the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, well, again, the conference was strange because you didn't go by you went by ratings. You got rated by
your points.
Who the team was you played, how good they were, and again, some of the ratings you have to you wonder how do they get rated, but there was a point system that they mathematically came up with years ago, and because and at that time in the Northeast here, there was a lot of football teams and small schools like the Blakely Bears, small school up around Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. They were always good, and they were always tough. And then you had bigger schools who they just didn't have really good teams. But when you got into that rival game, that Thanksgiving Day game, you threw out the rule books.
Yeah.
Because you just a break here, a situation there. When we went down my senior year, we played on a Friday, our last Friday before the Thanksgiving Day game. And Ralph Petrillo, he was a transfer from New Jersey to Hazleton. He played for us, and he said, "Let's go down and see my high school team." So again, the big four, me, Tony Mussolini, Frank Greco, and Ralph. We drive down in Tony's car. We go down and watch the game. So we're coming back, and we're going by Easton. And said, "Well, West Hazelton's playing Easton now. Let's go see what they look like." So we never saw them play. So we go in, and I mean, Easton must have had 60 guys on their team. West Hazelton, like if they had 25, they were lucky they had 25. It was like the David and Goliath, and Easton was luckily won the game. They won it on a late touchdown. But West Hazelton really, we came away from that saying, we can't take these guys lightly, because Easton was they were physically bigger. They had a large number of players.
I played Easton my sophomore year. I know. They didn't get smaller or weaker.
No, but West Hazel, they had a decent team, and they always had a good quarterback, and they usually had a really good running back. And that was true every year that I could remember them having played against them.
So what was it like then playing on Thanksgiving Day? Did you get the game at noon and then you had dinner, or how did that go?
The game was at 2 o'clock. That game was at 2, usually ended around 4. So my mother would have Thanksgiving dinner ready for 5 o'clock, 5:30, because she knew if we won, I wasn't coming right home. We had to go out and right through West Hazelton and right around town. And,
we got the paint.
No, we got the goalposts though. That's another thing that they don't do anymore. We took the taking down of the goalposts
at Hartman Geist.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
My freshman year, I wasn't on the team, and I was a spectator. I was part of the crowd, and I got a little piece of the wooden goalpost.
No kid.
Yeah. Take down the goalposts, both sides. It was the end of the year, so that's what happens. And the thing about the West Hazelton Thanksgiving Day game, they played it a couple more years after I'd gone on to college. But then they changed that game from the last game to the second game of the season.
How'd that go over?
A lot of the old timers weren't crazy about it. But
if they moved Alabama Auburn to week 3, how would you feel?
It doesn't. That's the Iron Bowl.
Shouldn't that be the last game? Like if they move the game to week 4, society might cease to exist.
It's like the Texas A&M game last night. That's the last game of the season, and because it's the last game for the seniors, because sometimes there's a lot of things riding on it, that makes that game important. Derek's I guess he was about 4 when we went to that one place where the jump stuff.
Yeah. And
Alabama was playing Auburn the last game of the season. And I can remember seeing the score. We were up 24-7, and I don't know if I told someone, we got to get at least one more score. We're going to lose this game. And we did. That's when
was that the Cam Newton
game, yeah.
Kick 6 game.
The kick 6, yeah.
you can't just you lose that factor in those games because there's always something riding on it. It's a pride or possibly now in the age of the college playoffs, getting into the playoffs, or back in high school, it was the bragging rights, and it was something that everybody looked forward to. However, if you wanted to play Hazelton High School, and I don't know, I can't tell you why that's true. It was you wanted to play them early because they were a slow starting team. And
as the weather got colder, the mutters got better, huh?
we got tougher. But playing West Hazelton second, actually West Hazelton won a couple of those games because they were a better. I don't say maybe they were better prepared. Maybe they had less injuries. Maybe they're better players, or because you go through the season, even if you're a good ball player, you get beat up. Your ankle might be sore. It's a whole scheduling kind of thing.
I got you.
I know
I would just think that especially being an inner city or intra-city type of thing, the whole I'm at a loss for the word. Every year on Thanksgiving, the tradition of it all, I think, would be tough to say goodbye to. I would probably lean towards feeling like the old timers would.
They were leaning towards what eventually happened in that they kept the three high schools together.
Yeah.
But the other thing about before the West Hazelton game, every Saturday at the Y, it was called the Hub. It was a dance for all the local high schools. So you go to the Hub, you'd have kids from West Hazelton, Freeland, Weatherly. I mean, they were from all over. And so you had West Hazelton and Hazelton football players at this dance. Two dances before the game. The game was on a Thursday, and not anybody got into physical altercations, but into verbal altercations. And somebody who I won't mention said to somebody else who I won't mention, "We'll give you 10 points, and our whole team will put up $10." He said, "See, that's $500. You do the same. Put your money where your mouth is." But nobody would ever do. Nobody ever did that. I mean, nobody took the bet, especially that year. We won 43. I think it was 43-7, and the 7 came on the fourth team. We had 4 teams back then, and in the last 3 games of the season, we averaged 50 points a game, just about.
Wow.
Which means we only played a half of a game. That season.
What year was that then?
The season of 66.
66. And that was Hazelton beat West Hazelton 47-7 that year. I've got the series up now.
Yeah, well,
the final game played in 1991. Hazelton wins 14-12. The final year that West Hazelton had won a game in the series was a 35-14 win in 1987, thanks to the standard speaker.
Oh yeah, they used to have a recap of every game in the newspaper like the week before that game, and it was a big deal. And the thing about the preparation in the schools,
yeah,
Hazelton, we had the snake dance. We started at Hazelton High School. We come down Wyoming Street.
That sounds like something Maria would like.
around Harmon Geist, and I forget where they had a big bonfire somewhere. We did that. West Hazelton had a big bonfire back on their practice field. Because remember, I coached at West Hazelton.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about coaching at West Hazelton is that the joke used to be the Hazelton team all the Italians, and the West Ham team had all the Slovak players or Eastern European players, and that really was not really true, but it did look that way. But when I came on, the one year we had Joe Meninci, Albert Graziano, and Joe Nicholas in the backfield, 3 Italian boys, and I used to kid the 2 assistants that I was the token Italian that had to bring these Italian kids to play. But another funny story. We played flag football in Luzerne County. There was a Luzerne County Northern Division, Southern Division. We were the Southern Division, and we played for Pancho Sacco's bar. He financed us. And our team was made up of mostly ex-Hazelden High School football players and
a former Major League Baseball manager, I believe, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Madden was on that team. Tom Carlyon, Mike Live. I can't remember all the players. I played on that team, and we were playing with Hazels in the finals for our division, so we could play against the team from Wilkes-Barre. And I remember Eddie Martinick was the quarterback, and he broke away. He was running on the sidelines. I dove for his flag, and this other guy dove to try to stop me from getting it. And his head, his jaw hit my head, and he ended up losing a couple of teeth. He knocked a couple of his teeth out. And
flag football, boys and girls.
Flag football, yes. So now a couple of years later. We're talking about West Hazelton game, and we're talking about football, and John Rossi, who was we worked together at the freshman team, said to Eddie, every time you played, I got hurt. and they said, yeah, I even lost teeth over you. And I said, what game was that in? We played Hazelton in that flag football championship game, and he's running down the sideline, and this guy dove for his flag, and I hit it. I said, I was the guy. You hit my head. But it was a rivalry that eventually you became. After the game was over, and a lot of times you became friends, and a lot of Hazelton guys dated West Hazelton girls.
I was one of them.
I did a West Hazelton girl, a couple of West Hazelton girls.
There it is.
But again, it was the hub was that dance, so that when the game was over, nobody made a big deal about it. It was over.
That's good. So rivalry game for you, Jake. That's good. Jake's take on the Iron Bowl. Right now, we have to go with a line because I think Tim and I we both agree Alabama's going to win, potentially big. So let's see here. The line right now, Dad, is Alabama minus 4.5. If you have to give Auburn 4.5, who are you taking today?
I would still take Alabama. I think they should win by a touchdown.
I think they cover. Okay.
They should. They should win by a touchdown. But you know, Auburn fired their coach.
And you're still waiting for Alabama to fire theirs.
No. I'm waiting for Penn State to hire him. Hire him up. Do us a favor. Then we'll get Lane Kiffin, who's also a crazy guy.
Oh, you know what? We should talk about that. That didn't make the rundown, but Lane Kiffin now, is he going to Florida? Is he going to LSU? Is he staying at Ole Miss?
Well, supposedly this is the final day he has a decision to make, something with his contract.
Yeah.
And I would think if LSU is a storied team in the Southeast Conference, but you look at their coaches. Going back, I can't think of Les
Miles.
Les Miles won the national championship. A couple years later, they fired him. They brought on the Cajun guy. In fact, they're thinking about bringing him back. He won the national. They fired him, and they got Brian Kelly, and he's not won anything, and they fired him. You have to win there right away, and you got to win more than one time. I don't know if Lane.
I think those days are over. I really do.
Well, if that's the case, then Alabama would have no chance of winning the Southeast Conference championship game and then getting into the playoffs. You're gonna get the same teams in the playoffs.
So I'm saying it's hard to win back-to-back multiple championships
with the roster turnover,
with transfer portals and NIL.
The transfer portals are the big deal.
It's a different world now in college football. College football almost is as paradoxic as the NFL now.
Maybe more so because there are no contracts. It's year to year.
Yeah,
and that's
with higher turnover with the 4 years that you're there. Now, unless you're Cade McNamara and you're there for 10 years.
See, that's the thing you got to look at. You got to look at how much money is available at LSU to bring in players.
How much money is available at Florida, though?
And how much
Florida has more than LSU.
Yeah. Again,
I think it's
Florida.
And a deeper recruiting pool.
The programs at that level, I think financially they're on the same level. If you're talking about boosters,
that's not
in
true,
the Deep South, programs like that.
Texas has more money than God. The oil people in Texas, Texas A&M, even Texas Tech to some degree, they got oil people. And oil people, and they throw money out like you go to buy a candy bar at the candy store.
By that rationale, all the tech money at Stanford, they should be the best team in the country.
Yeah, but Stanford. But see, you said Stanford. Stanford.
Whether they care about it as much.
Right.
Stanford, Notre Dame have standards, academic standards too. Oh yeah, they might have money, but you have to be half smart to get in those places. At least half smart, not quarter smart.
So if you're Lane Kiffin, Dad, where are you going? Of those three schools, you're going to stay at Ole Miss, you're going to Florida, you're going to LSU?
I'm staying at Ole Miss.
Really?
I'm going to stay at Ole Miss. What he was waiting for, I think what he's waiting for is that Auburn beats Alabama. Alabama the pressure gets crazy on Kalen, and he goes to Penn State. And that opens up the Alabama job, and then he would take the Alabama job.
Okay.
And I think he covets the Alabama job because he coached there for a couple of years under Saban.
Well, he could always do the Saban path. He could go to LSU, and then he can go to Alabama like Nick did.
Well, he could do that.
To go to Miami first, and that job might be opening up sooner than later too.
Yeah,
I don't see Lane going into the pros. Though. He's truly a college coach, and he's.
People said that about Nick Saban and Chip Kelly and heck, even
Saban was able to
the guy from Seattle,
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, yeah.
Yeah, but out of all those guys, who was the most successful college coach?
Saban.
Well, pre his going to the NFL, that's arguable. I mean, I think before he went to Miami, his resume is probably equal with like.
Well, he won at LSU, and he went to Miami, and
what he did in Alabama puts him above everybody. But before he went to the pros,
he won at LSU, and he was an assistant coach at a couple places, and he always had good recommendations starting at Michigan State where he was, and he learned a lot of football from the head coaches that he played under, and brought that with him to LSU.
He had a great staff in Cleveland.
Yeah, they did.
Was he part of Belichick's staff?
Yeah, but Belichick was there. Parcells. Yeah, he played. He learned a lot from these guys, and he used it in LSU, and they won. And they went to Miami and found out, it doesn't work here all the time. These guys do what they want to do. He was glad to get out of there, and he went to Alabama. And then he got to Alabama. And Alabama it has a tradition that goes back into the 1920s. if you look and see which college has the most national championships, whether they're real ones or the rating ones or whatever, Alabama has the most. Most people don't think that. Most people think it's Michigan or Ohio State or no.
I don't think anybody
Alabama.
thinks it's Michigan, Dad.
Well, Alabama has the most, but they have had a tradition when they had Bear Bryant of if they weren't in it, they were almost. If they didn't win it, they were in it.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Smarty Pants, or early Mr. Smarty Pants for you, Tim. Well, so Jake's take is somewhat incorrect. Which college football team has the most recognized national championships?
Is it going to be Notre Dame?
No. It's a smart school, though. Notre Dame has 13. This school has 18.
Are they in the Ivy League?
Yes, they are.
Is it Yale?
It is Yale. Alabama has the most in the AP poll era with 13. 16 overall.
But they even had them going back into the 20s.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, you got but again, when you have a tradition of if you're in it, you win it, but you're in it. So Saban comes to Alabama, who had some shaky coaches, to say the least, after Bear Bryant. He had Ray Perkins, who was okay.
Gene Stallings won a title.
Yeah, he was the one that won. He won the
Miami.
title. He won the title, and then he left. And he left on his own regard, I think, because of his son and health issues. He left. I think if he had stayed, he would have won a couple more.
You survived the Du Bois era?
Oh, Du Bois. Oh, Du Bois.
Was he the guy right after Stallings?
Yeah.
Where's he two down the line?
Yeah, he was right after them. And then again, like I said, they got Saban, and Saban his first year did not have a great year.
Well, he had to bring his kids in and get the system
But then it got better and better and better, and then it was either he was in it or he won it, and then he won all those titles. And I still say that the Clemson game where the guy from Cleveland Browns who can't play football anymore.
John Watson.
Yes.
John Watson.
There were two plays in that game that it was fourth and they throws a pass. Pass gets knocked out. Oh, pass interference. First down. Happened twice on that drive where we got him down there where he can run in. And yesterday, Tony Dungy, I don't know if you heard what Tony Dungy had to say.
No.
He was watching football yesterday, and he's very concerned about the pass interference caused by the officials. He didn't say it, but he said they're controversial, and he said sometimes these penalties are too egregious because they could be a 40-yard penalty. He said they should go back to the college rule and make it a 15-yard penalty.
15 automatic first down.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they should do. But if you look at the penalties he's talking about, every one of those penalties costs the team that got penalized the game.
Are they penalties though? Are they or are they one of those that you really have to worry about maybe what's going on in Vegas?
Well, if you see, that's the problem. If
it's an actual penalty, there's only one way to stop that. Don't commit pass interference.
Well, see, the problem is don't get on top of the guy because you can't be on top of him. And when they're they call it hand fighting. Which game was it?
We've seen a lot of that.
Where the one guy actually pushed off.
There was one of those in Texas A&M last night.
Yeah,
where
I saw that, I didn't think that was.
There's one of those in the Bears-Eagles games too.
Yeah.
AJ Brown pushed off.
AJ got
one of the
caught.
last times.
Yeah, Brown. That was a definite push off. But the one in the Texas game, I didn't think was a push off. I think that was more hand fighting. But
I did too. But I know the announcers they asked their rules expert, and he said it was textbook pass interference. And that's the other problem is you ask 10 people what pass interference is, you get 10 different definitions.
10 different answers.
It's like when's the catch a catch?
Yeah.
You still haven't figured that out. It
What's the catch?
amazes me.
I don't know, but I know it when I see it.
I know what I see it.
You and Oliver Wendell Holmes and
Yeah.
pornography. In that, in the realms of those kind of penalties, it just drives fans crazy, and the betting fans have to be really crazy.
Well, and I'd said to Max earlier in the season when they said there's an emphasis on taunting. That's another one that's subjective. Well, what's taunting to you isn't maybe what's taunting to this official or that official.
Yeah,
It's another sort of ambiguous thing that could affect the line. If you're so inclined to think that betting is affecting the outcomes of these games.
Again, okay, you and I played on the same college team. Okay, and I tackle you and knock you down, and I say, hey, how you doing, Tim? How's the year going? And you go, yeah, what can I tell you? In our gestures and it throws a flag, taunting. We're talking. We're not taunting. You don't know what they're saying. You don't know what people. I mean, if the official hears the magic word, well, they don't even throw the flag on the magic word anymore because they hear it so often.
In some cases, if you get up and step over a guy the wrong way, it's taunting. The step over, but
the most famous step over penalty called in a basketball game was when LeBron James stepped over
Draymond Green.
Yeah, and Draymond gave him the
down
and they gave Draymond Green the penalty. Yeah. Wait a minute. What were you? Oh, I tell you what. The bettors in that game, in that series, went crazy because that changed the whole series.
Yep.
Changed the whole game. That's called BS officiating. Or we got to have LeBron in the final championship because we need that. We need his name for the TV ratings.
And that was the finals, so
yeah,
they already got him there.
Well, they got him there. Well, they
were losing 3-1 at the time of that. Or was it 3-2? Because I think Green was suspended maybe the last two games.
Draymond got suspended for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it was egregious. Again, and you see it happening in football all the time. A holding penalty. What's a holding penalty? Especially in the interior line. It's it's a lot. Some of them are really. If you wrap your hand around, yes, it's holding, but sometimes you look like you're holding, but you're not. And you
see that's tougher to do because today's jerseys. I've been following a lot of equipment people on TikTok. It's fascinating stuff. Those jerseys are so tight to the pads. It's really hard to grab those, like the shirt. That's hard. So like if you look, most of the holds I think are more wrap ups or like collar.
Collars or their arms get tangled up. They get because the defensive guy's trying to push off too, and you get your arm in there. But the other amazing thing is, I think this is the first time they called it. Was it last week? The tush push, where they didn't get in because they finally called procedure on the guards. Tim, you're an Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the two guards took that extra half a step ahead of the count?
They've done it a few times this year.
A few times. They did it almost every time. And they asked if it's hard to call that. What's hard to call? They stepped in the neutral zone and they didn't. It's not hard.
And I don't agree. Like I agree with that. Like if you want to say that it's a false start, but like all these people were like, oh, it's not aesthetically pleasing. What quarterback sneak is?
No, I'm not saying. I don't have a problem with them running the play as long as everybody comes off the ball together.
I would agree with that
because that's a big advantage. Because now you have someone's like they're like an arrow in front of the.
We get to start 2 seconds earlier. That's a big advantage.
Well, it is.
No, that's like no kidding, Dad.
trying to start that, but we didn't have those kind of problems. Well, we didn't have those kind of problems when I played
back in my day.
Back in my day, because
well,
we could. First of all, when we blocked with our head, nose on the chest. And we generally, it depends who the back was. Usually it was Alex. And Alex was a horse. I saw a horse. He was a 190-pound back. He was a big back. And we would do like something like it was like the push in the sense that we like shoulder to shoulder and just drive straight forward. Not didn't block a person. We blocked an area, and he would just run into that, and we were good for 3-4 yards. So one game, we were playing Scranton Central. It was that a 0-0 game or was that a 7-7 game? I forget. It's a long time ago. But we were on the 2-yard line. And it was 4th down. We're gonna go for the score. And he sends in this sophomore running back who was about 140 pounds. And he comes up 6 inches short. And we were not happy because we thought Alex should have carried the ball, or even Connie Favela could have carried the ball because they were. Yeah, Connie was about 190 pounds too. We had good sized backs.
For those of you listening, 190 pounds back in the 60s, that's like Mike Allstott today.
They're big backs.
Yeah,
I mean, our line. I was the smallest guy on the line. I was 180 pound center.
That's a tailback today.
Our one tackle was 230, and the other guy was about 200, and then Fuddy was about 200. Greco was about 190. But the hardest hitting guy on our team was John Evans, especially on covering punts.
On special teams, yeah.
John Evans was, I guess, 160 pounds. You don't want to get hit by him, especially if you were going to try to run the ball back on him, because he would just take you apart. He was a good football player. In those days, big was like 230. That was a big guy. That's a halfback today. In some of these,
205.
Derrick Henry.
No, Derrick Henry. He's 255, and he runs like now I think he runs a 4.6 40 now. He might be a 4.8 now. But football in my day was different.
Jordan Marshall's 214, 216. So you're not wrong. That we got to move on a little bit because we're gonna get pushed up against the Michigan Ohio State game. Thanks for joining us though, and recounting some Thanksgiving game stuff with us. It was fun.
We are pulling from Michigan to beat Ohio State. And who's Indiana played today?
Indiana played Purdue yesterday.
Well, they won that game, I guess.
Yeah.
But if Michigan could beat Ohio State, that throws so the Big Ten into turmoil, but it throws the whole college playoff thing into turmoil, which is
from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, we'll see.
How many games have they won so far in a row? 4?
4.
5 is what they need. They'll do it. Okay, guys.
Thanks for joining us,
Mr. Jamali.
Go
blue.
Go blue.
Go blue. So
all right, Jake's takes, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good history lesson from the old man there.
I remember going to the last West Hazelton game.
Do you? I don't. I might have been there, but
I was there.
1991
I spent an hour in line waiting for a hot chocolate. That's what I remember from that game. I was like, God, this line, what the heck?
Good stuff. So before Jake showed up, I was going to regale everyone with your ability to pick games, and I hope that your Ohio State pick kind of follows along that trend, because
prognosticator of prognosticators.
Amazingly, you were 0 for 4 on Thanksgiving and yesterday. But I'll tell you what, I think I would have picked the same team, so I would have been just as bad.
I texted you with such confidence where I was like,
You did.
let me tell you what's going to happen, Max. Lies.
Well, just to
Okay?
get it on the books. That's fair.
Chiefs are going to right the ship, and then I really like the Ravens in this primetime game.
Oh, but Joe Burrow came back, and the undefeated Bengals are. You know what? They said I have to check the standings. I don't think they can possibly win the division. No, they're 2 games back of Pittsburgh in the win column, so it's not they're not out of it yet. They could still win the division, but that division's just so
bad. It's bad.
I don't want to say bad, but it's bad. You're not wrong.
Now, who's Pittsburgh playing? Are they in prime time tomorrow?
I have the
schedule. They play
you.
Buffalo, I believe, at 4:30.
Yeah, they're home against the Bills, which that's a big game for both teams.
Yeah, the
in terms
Bills
of playoff standings or whatever. Right now, the Bills are just in there at 7.
7-4, yeah, something like that.
They're tied with Jacksonville. Who saw Jacksonville as a playoff team?
Jacksonville. How about them blasting the Chargers like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, well,
Was that 35-6?
Yeah, it wasn't close. I know that. I don't know the exact score, but
Jacksonville
right
has
now
nice
you're.
wins. They beat the Chiefs earlier this year on Monday night.
I was going to say the 2 teams that coming into the year, I assume you would have the most faith in the AFC, Baltimore and Kansas City. They're both outside looking in at teams like Indianapolis and Jacksonville.
The 3 teams that everyone was like, these are the teams to beat: Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City.
That's every year. What else? Okay, hold on. I have to. There isn't. My wife is doing some Black Friday shopping on Green Saturday. So she's been hard at work, man. Hard at work. Just like the Bears yesterday, hard at work running the football. And I'll tell you what, I would have picked Philadelphia too. Philadelphia's at home. All of the wins the Bears have piled up, you wonder if they were schedule related. You got the Raiders, the Commanders, the Saints, the Bengals, the Giants. Like these were like, I don't know about those. And the last couple of weeks, though, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia running the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I don't know, the Bears look good.
Yeah, and some of those wins were they could be maybe uncharitably described as fluky.
Yeah,
there was nothing fluky about yesterday when they almost ran for 300 yards. They
2 guys putting over 100
that game.
Caleb didn't look great.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
Yeah, when you have 2 backs go over 125,
he looked skittish. He looked nervous, which kind of worries me going against Green Bay because the Packers' run defense is really good. Not that the Eagles' run defense wasn't, but both Swift and I'm going to kill his name.
I know who you mean.
Mananguanawa. No, he's not going to work here anymore.
Yeah.
Running back from Rutgers. They both looked really strong. Exciting football from a Bears perspective because that's the way the Bears used to win.
And, and this isn't to take anything away from what the Bears did, but I think a big problem for that Eagles defense is they lead the league in 3 and outs on offense. So you're trying to defend a team that's just gouging you on the ground and you're getting no time to rest.
You get no help from the offense, and you're a big fan of your offensive coordinator.
Oh, Kevin Patullo, but
who hates the coaching staff more, you at Philadelphia or Jake with Alabama?
I'm gonna have to have a sit down with your dad. We'll have to discuss that over some Thanksgiving leftovers. I didn't think it was possible for anyone to hate their coaching staff more than I not hate, dislike. I have philosophical disagreements with Kevin Patullo.
That's fair. Next week for the Eagles going forward, because you lead the East, 3 seed right now.
It's getting tight though because Dallas has 6 wins. They're 6-5-1.
Next week is a tough one at the Chargers.
Yeah,
and you still have games you still have a game at the Bills. You do play the Commanders twice and the Raiders. Those are should wins.
I thought
Should
that
win.
on a Thursday night earlier this year with the Giants.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I don't know. You can't. That's the good thing about the NFL, though. Even the worst teams have a chance. So let's see if you can right the ship. You're 0-4 going into this weekend. Quick picks here. Who do you got? No spread, just straight up. Niners at the Browns.
Niners.
Jaguars at the Titans.
Jaguars.
Texans at the Colts. This is a big one.
I really like that Texans defense, and Daniel Jones is struggling. Give me Houston.
Saints at the Dolphins in a loser-leave town match.
Oh, God. A retirement match. Let's make it a ladder match. I hope one of them falls and doesn't get up. Give me the Dolphins. They're playing marginally better.
Speaking of falling and not getting up, the Falcons are at the Jets.
Oh, gross. Did you hear on the broadcast? Oh, you said you didn't have the sound on. The Jets have one takeaway this year. I was like, did I hear that? I was like, that can't be right. Apparently, that's correct, though. But give me the Jets.
Whoa! There we go.
They're playing a little better, and the Falcons just, with Penix out. And what are you gonna do?
Gotcha. Cardinals are at the Bucks.
The Bucks are struggling, but I think they turn it around. Give me the Bucks.
We have the Rams at the Panthers.
The Rams are rolling. I like what the Rams are doing.
Vikings are at the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Steelers, Bills at Steelers.
What's Rodgers' status?
That's a good question. Will Aaron Rodgers play?
Because I know he didn't practice at least one day this week.
He's active. He will play against the Bills.
I'm going to take Buffalo anyway.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
But
the
I
Raiders
definitely would have taken them if Mason Rudolph was.
He would have felt better.
Yeah.
The Raiders are at the Chargers.
Chargers.
I gotta get the snoo out of my mouth. The Broncos at the Commanders Sunday night.
Broncos.
And the Giants, Patriots, Monday Night Football.
Oh, God. Yeah, the Patriots are just going to keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I already had them bolded before you said anything. So
I mean,
there
Drake
it is.
May, I know everyone's talking about Stafford for NFL MVP, but Drake May's very much in the conversation.
He's up there. Yeah, sure. I don't. Top 5, definitely, maybe top 3.
He's way ahead of schedule in year 2. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's real quick NBA stuff because we're into the NBA Cup and all that stuff. The Lakers-Mavs big game last night. Lakers beat the Mavs by 10. Anthony Davis didn't have the best box score if you look at it, but Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves did. Wow, they crushed the Mavericks. And the big name from Dallas, Cooper Flagg, kind of had a pedestrian day outside of his 11 assists. What are your NBA takeaways so far? NBA Cup.
I mean, Luka is just going to run away with the scoring title. He's averaging right around 35 a night, and it seems like he can do whatever he wants on the offensive side.
SGA is right behind with 33 though, but I'm with you.
Yeah, SGA will be up there, Maxey will be up there because the Sixers, don't have many other scoring options other than Maxey. But I mean, Luka can just do it whenever he wants. I saw this week on his podcast, Gilbert Arenas said that Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves are the best big 3 in NBA history, and someone needs to drug test Gilbert Arenas.
We have another drug test coming up in basketball analysis, but the Oklahoma City Thunder haven't lost a game since we've gone on air. The last time they're 11 in a row.
Yeah, they're wild.
But the Lakers are right behind them.
Yeah, they're 14-4, something like that. 13-4.
And LeBron James' return hasn't shuffled the lineup to the point where, people were worried that Reeves would have to take a step back, and it doesn't appear to be the case. So, I mean, LA is in a good spot right now.
The big question long-term for the Lakers is going to be on defense and particularly, protecting the rim. But they can score with anybody.
Yeah. As far as Boston and New York news goes, both are in the playoffs. It's early, and no news is good news for New York in terms of injuries, which is good. Brunson's back because he had an ankle thing, I think, during our last show. But he's fine. Good times.
Yeah, and I mean the Celtics are kind of on pace for what I expected. I still think if they stay, healthy, this is a 500 team. I think they're 10-8 now, and they play Minnesota later today. That's a winnable game, Minnesota. So if the Celtics can go into Christmas with something around 20 wins, I'd take it.
That's who you take. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. We're at the end of the sports news, and normally this would have been a quick hitter, but I'll tell you what, this really deserves its own segment here, especially considering the name of our show. I don't know if you saw this, but on Wednesday,
it was
reported that Martin Bally, Campbell's Vice President of Information Technology, was recorded saying, "We have expletive that's for poor people," and the voice on the recording, Campbell's admits is Bally, and he's been fired. This guy said, "I don't buy blanking Campbell's products anymore." Tim is a relative soup guy on Soup and Meatballs. What do you got to say about this guy?
I'm going to turn this once again into Hammers and Sickles podcast. This is the attitude of corporate America. That a company gets big enough and they think that I wouldn't consume this product. This is for other people. This is for the great unwashed. It's a disgusting attitude. No one should buy Campbell's soup if they wouldn't even eat it themselves. End rant.
The sad thing is Campbell's stock really didn't feel any kind of hit after this. The share dipped to $30.16, but they're actually over the average for their last month. Their stock is relatively consistent between 30 and 34.
Well, that's because there are about 8 different outrages each and every day.
I saw this quote, and I'll share this. It was an unnamed internet guy on a message board. "Every once in a while, we hear the real scoop from inside a mega corporation, and it makes good folks disgusted for a little while until they return to consume as they were taught." So that's
not wrong.
Yeah. If you're going to buy soup in the can, I guess you can go Progresso, but they're General Mills, and they both put bioengineered stuff in the food. If you really want soup, do what the soup guy does, make your own.
Yeah, I was thinking about what I want to make because the last one I made was chicken noodle. We'll see what's next on the.
I could use chicken noodle because if you can hear me, I'm sniffling again.
See, and I was gonna make something that might be bad for someone who's a little nasally. I was thinking something hearty like a seafood bisque.
We don't have commercial breaks on Soup and Meatballs, so you got to wait and watch me blow my nose. I feel better now, right though. It's like I've had a nice bowl of soup. So that's like I said, worthy of its own segment and its own graphic. But we are here for quick hitters. Are you ready, Tim?
I am always ready for a quick hitter.
Here we go. We have 6 of them today, but 6 is pretty long. So number 1, this is from last week. Former Temple guard Heisier Miller has been banned from everything related to the NCAA as a result of gambling. Miller placed 42 parlay bets totaling, get this, $473 on Temple games during his playing career, 3 of which were bets to lose. Tim, this is just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep seeing more and more of this at every level and every sport.
Yeah. Speaking of money in college basketball, I recently saw a video about the movie Blue Chips, where it was explained that Nick Nolte shadowed Bob Knight for about 2 weeks during the 92-93 season. The final game in the movie, where Western plays a Bob Knight coached Indiana team, they actually played the game.
Yeah.
And Bobby Hurley and Calbert Chaney were on the Indiana team versus Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
Yep.
And apparently Indiana won both games that they were filming. And this is the best part. At the end of the game, at the end of the movie, there's an alley-oop to Shaq to win the game. And when they were setting up to film it, Bob Knight installed a defense to counter it, and they couldn't get their shots. And the director and Bob Knight almost came to blows.
That's funny.
Bob Knight eventually said, "Fine, I'll let you make your movie." I was never a Bob Knight fan, but I love that story.
I love for him. He was like, "I'll let you make your movie, but it's important to me that you know that I could have stopped you from making your movie."
And you know, he put a couple words before movie too.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Here comes the drug test we were talking about. Apparently, allegedly, because I looked this up and I couldn't verify it. Allegedly, Kendrick Perkins came out and said that Bronny James was, quote, "today's Michael Jordan, maybe even more skilled. I know you all ain't ready to hear that." Some AI sites said this was false, and I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt just in case. But if he did say this, is it time to launch an FBI investigation on who has kidnapped his loved ones?
If he did say it, it's very on brand for Kendrick Perkins, who just kind of specializes in being a clown and saying the most outlandish things. If you hear him talk about his own career, you would have thought he was a mix of Shaq and Akeem Olajuwon. So, it's the only way for Kendrick Perkins to stay relevant. And I say that, he was a big part of the Celtics teams with KG and Ray Allen. I don't like saying mean things about a former Celtic, but, if you're gonna act like a fool, you're gonna get called out for being a fool.
Today's Michael Jordan. This is more of a story, another story, but I just saw this yesterday, and I'm like, this is great stuff. I was watching a discovery video on TikTok, and it was about a male fiddler crab. Yes, that's what it's called. And he was trying to attract a female crab because that's what crabs do. And they said they have 6 hours to do it before the tide comes in, but he's up against, get this, 500 other male crabs trying to attract the attention of one female crab. So, crab sausage party, here it is. The video shows him making a sand fort. They said this fiddler crab is going to make the female feel safer in the sand fort, and it's a good thing because here comes this big ass crow who likes to eat crabs. What they call the crow was called a grackle. The grackle. And the female decides to go with this male fiddler crab into the sand fort, and then like the sand fort collapses on them, and you see like the sand moving. And it was kind of like one of those "if this van's a rockin', don't come a knockin" type things. But really, what I wanted to talk about more was the videography of this was phenomenal because you have 500 male crabs, and the discovery guy gets the one that not only builds the sand fort, but gets the female crab.
Yeah.
So shout out to the discovery video guy for making that happen. And imagine the grackle not even afraid of this camera guy. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna eat this crab anyway.
The camera guy's lucky the grackle didn't carry him away.
Seriously, I'm amazed. I'm always blown away by these Discovery Channel type videos because someone has to shoot the video. Now, it might be drone technology now, but back in the 80s, there was a guy in the savannah jungle trying to shoot this tiger and not get eaten by the lion behind him. That's crazy.
I'm the same. I don't watch it all the time, but if it's on and there's slow motion footage of like animals or like any wildlife, it's always interesting to see.
Love it. All right, here we go. There's a visual here for you just as proof. Just today, I got an email saying I've been selected to win a mystery box from the U.S. Postal Service filled with lost or undeliverable items. Now, the return address was from furryrule@whatisthenewhotness.com. Very USPS official. So obviously, I want this mystery box with every fiber of my being.
Of course.
What do you think is in the mystery box?
I think it's just going to be a series of smaller and smaller mystery boxes until you get to an envelope that asks for the last four of your social and your money.
I need my social security number. Yeah, you're probably right. Last one. I saw a video where this is interesting stuff. I think we've done this before. There was a guy asked if he would do certain things for a certain amount of money, and it was like the $25,000 pyramid. Things got progressively tougher, but you got more money for doing it. So I thought I would give you the same options and see what you would get in common with this guy because he didn't pick them all. All right, you ready?
Okay.
For $100,000, would you stay in a Walmart for 24 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. For $250,000, you have to give a pyramid scheme speech to everyone you interact with for an entire day.
Yes.
I think you have to pick the day. As a teacher, that would be hard. In your position, it might be easier, unless it's a Saturday. In this case, you just don't go out. This one's tough. $650,000. Would you get 3 random piercings on your body? You don't know where.
Who's picking where I'm getting the piercings?
It didn't say. It says random, so it might be like ChatGPT or the Wheel of Destiny.
How long do I have to keep the piercings?
It didn't say. I mean, feasibly for the time being. As long as you want to keep the money, I guess. I don't know.
I'm inclined to say yes.
Ooh.
Just because there are a few unknowns that might persuade me, but with that little bit of information, I'm inclined to say yes.
I think in today's corporate world, you're less likely to face backlash. Whereas like 20 years ago, if you had a piercing in your cheek or something, you're like, what's this weirdo doing?
And like I work at home.
Oh, there you go. All right. $1 million. You have to trade phones with someone for an entire day, and they have unfettered access to your phone. Like it's not like you're fake. Like they're in there, and it doesn't say who it is or what they're going to do. But
no, because like I have like my banking app on my phone and stuff like. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well, if that's your only qualm, you are getting $1 million, and presumably you get the $1 million after you get your phone back.
Oh, that's true. So they could rob me blind, and then.
So what? I have $1 million. I've recouped it.
Then actually, I might. I hadn't thought of it like that.
I've talked you into it. $1 million. Now, this one I think is easier. I don't understand why it's worth $3 million.
Okay.
However, I mean, the second, for $3 million, you have to cut out all caffeine, sugar, and fast food for an entire year.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a big fast food guy anyway.
Neither am I. It's the sugar, and I don't know, like, you eat bread, there's sugar in bread. Like, I don't know how your diet would have to work
Right.
to totally cut sugar out.
Like, I mean, like, if you eat an apple, there's sugar. Like,
Let's say caffeine and fast food, because
yeah,
that's more reasonable.
I've already cut caffeine. Like, and I love coffee, but I strictly go decaf on the few times I allow it. So
Okay. I can do caffeine and fast food for a year because, especially for $3 million. This next one would be a no for me. $5 million, you can never, ever, ever, ever take another photo.
Of myself or of anything?
Of anything.
No.
That's tough. $10 million. Excuse me. $10 million, but you have 10 roommates and you all live in a small 1-bathroom house. I don't know for how long because you have $10 million. Just go buy a new house.
Yeah. Is it just 10? You said 10 random people?
Yeah, it's the way the video is like 10 random people. You all live in a tiny 1-bathroom house.
I don't need $10 million that badly.
Well, no, I mean we just made 3 for cutting out caffeine.
Yeah.
All right. $15 million, but you lose your sense of smell forever.
See, the only issue with that is that smell is so closely tied to sense of taste.
And taste, yeah. But I've lost my sense of smell for the last 2 weeks, so I'm pretty much almost there. I wouldn't do it.
I'm inclined to say I would do it.
Ooh, look at this guy. Okay. 15 million coming Big Tim's way. $25 million, but you entirely forget the last 5 years. Like, gone.
Yeah.
Like, we have a show? What? Michigan won 4 in a row? What? Gone.
For $25 million?
$25 million. Why did I get that? Why do I have this money? You got hit in the head with a hammer.
Because the last 5 years, in general, have not been super. Like, we had COVID. I mean, but no, I want to keep my memories.
All right. And the last one on this pyramid for $40 million. For the rest of your life, you have to live stream your every moment, Truman style, Truman Show style.
No, thank you.
Sim would like his privacy. Thank you very much. So your running total, because math is hard, 3, 4, 19 million, 20 million bucks, just about.
I could live on it.
I could retire.
I'll scrape
after staying in the Walmart for 24 hours, and yeah.
I'll buy like a arcade version of NBA Jam, and then I'll just put the rest in like a high yield savings, like maybe some bonds.
Sure. Why not? So here we are, half an hour away from the game. So we're still doing the B block because this is good stuff. I'm excited for this one especially.
Yes.
Our draft today coincides with the annual WWF WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view. It was always on Thanksgiving for us growing up. This year, it's actually tonight, believe it or not. They have War Games matches, one for the men, one for the women, and 2 title bouts set to take place, streaming exclusively in the United States on ESPN Unlimited and internationally on Netflix. I'm going to do something real quick. I got my headphones are dying. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're back. I was getting static in there, so hopefully we're good. Tim, what are we drafting in honor of the Survivor Series?
We are putting together a 5-person Survivor Series team comprised of professional athletes, past and present.
And I'm going to have ChatGPT actually simulate the match because I think that'd be cool. So,
Okay.
Number and color.
3 black.
1, 2, 3 is the Mayflower Compact of 1620. The first governing document of the Plymouth colony, the Mayflower Compact was signed aboard the ship by 41 of the passengers, agreeing to abide by any rules and regulations that would be established. Seems kind of dangerous, but here we are. The king of clubs, Tim, has the top pick in the draft. Thank you, Mayflower Compact. And Tim, you got the first pick. Where are you going?
I'm going to take someone who I think very well might be on your list. I would like James Harrison.
He did not make my list, but he absolutely deserves to be on the list.
Just a bad dude, big dude. Don't want to mess with him.
Athletic dude too. So like I tried to put a team together first of all to like simulate professional wrestling. So I think James Harrison's athletic ability, as was on display in the Super Bowl against Arizona, I feel bad that I didn't put him on my list, quite honestly.
You know, and I tried to do the same way. I didn't just go with like big bruisers or just with football players. I tried to mix it up between sports, different body types.
If we would have said you can only pick one from each sport, this would have been a little different. I see a lot of football on my list. It just makes sense. And I'm going to go football on my first pick. If you're going to get the scariest guy to potentially ever play, I'm going to take the strongest guy to ever play. Give me Larry Allen.
Yeah, he was on my list too.
I mean, the guy benches 225 76 times or something.
Yeah, he maxed out over 700.
But, you worry about a guy like him, his endurance. So he's going to be like get him in, get him some damage, and you got to get out and get a breather.
He's going to be like a Yokozuna type.
Yeah.
I know I said I wasn't going to take a lot of big bruisers, but I'm going to take another guy. Big, strong, but also very athletic, very, very quick feet, and that's Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's fair. Another guy not on my list, though, so...
In retirement, he beat LaShawn McCoy in a foot race. So, I mean, this is a big dude.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. But he's another athletic guy, though. So, like you said, he beat LaShawn McCoy in a foot race. Defensive linemen from late 2000s, they're
different
better
breeds.
athletes than they used to be.
Yeah, Bob Lilly wasn't going to beat Tony Dorsett in a foot race in the 70s.
I'll tell you what. I will. I have a huge list here. So I try to think like, well, you're not going to pick this guy. You're not going to pick this guy. I'm going to pick a guy who, I'm going to go with this one, who's kind of outside the realm of. I don't think people would think of him, but in terms of putting a good match together, we need a high flyer.
You better not take the name I think you're going to take because he's my next pick.
Oh no! Well, we'll see. We need a guy who's willing to jump off a cage and just do weird, wonky stuff. I'm going to take Tony Hawk.
Okay, I thought you were going with Tony Hawk's a good pick.
He's not a strong guy, but in the dance of the professional wrestling match, I think he could do some really high stunt work, and I think I'm looking for a good grade from Dave Meltzer on the match.
So that's a good pick, and it's I'll go along similar lines then with a guy who's not a big bulky type, but he's like a Rey Mysterio type. He's gonna do moonsaults and stuff like that, but he's also wiry strong, like sneaky strong. Give me Ichiro.
Okay.
I was sure that's who you were gonna say, by the way. Fast, athletic. Yeah. He's going to run circles around Larry Allen. Just don't, if Larry Allen gets his hands on him, Ichiro's in trouble.
Oh, I want to see this. I want to see this match so badly. So, I think the speed aspect is there. He is sneaky powerful too. You're not wrong. I really like that pick. So let's see. I have football. I have outside of football. I don't think that it's going to be a big surprise when I go baseball. I'm going to take Aaron Judge. He's got the look. He's got the size. He's strong, and he's got a cool name. So like you could do stuff like that with him. You could market this match really well. He's got the big market behind him in New York. He can come to the ring in his judge's robe and his gavel and he could do the whole thing.
I was going to ask you if you think he's a heel or a face, but he seems like he has big, like baby face energy.
Baby face all day. He can't not smile.
Yeah.
So I think Larry Allen could be a heel. I think Tony Hawk could be a heel. I think he could act it, but I think he ends up being a baby face. James Harrison and Aaron Donald are. Harrison should be a heel, but he'd be the cool heel. He'd be like the Stone Cold. He can't do it.
I see him as like a Stone Cold, exactly.
Too tough to be like.
I could also see Aaron Donald being a guy who could be either face or heel, like The Rock. Yeah. I'm gonna go with just like a pure enforcer type now, but I'm gonna mix it up with sports, and I give me Charles Oakley.
Oh, wow, that's a great one. I wasn't even thinking about it.
It's a good last name for giving him some kind of gimmick.
That's tremendous. That's a great pick. Back in the 90s days with the Knicks, geez.
Yeah, no one messed with Oak.
They still don't. He was involved with the Madison Square Garden. They kicked him out or something, and he holds a grudge like nobody else, man.
Yeah, when he was an assistant coach with the Raptors, he almost fought one of the players.
There we go.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
He told the players on the bench, he was like, "Don't put the towels over your head," and the one guy did. And Oak went up to him and he said, when we leave, when the game's over, I've got to fight you now. He's like, I've got to fight. And the player thought he was kidding. And then Oak squared up on him in the locker room. Assistant coach Charles Oakley.
Nice. Good job. So he's definitely one you don't want to give an accidental pop to because you'll get a receipt. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to pick a guy who reminds me of an actual professional wrestler. This guy reminds me of New Jack all day. I'm going to take Jack Tatum.
Okay.
He could be dangerous in a fight.
Yeah. And
he's got a good look, the afro, the mustache. He's going to come down in Mean Raider gear.
Already has a great wrestling nickname, the Assassin.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I love it.
So for my last one, I went back in time a little bit. Someone who's a pure heel and who's going to really do great crowd work. Like they're gonna hate him like DiBiase, Ty Cobb.
Oh, well, I don't know if they're going to hate him like DiBiase. I mean, he will do good stuff on the mic. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. So I'll tell you what. Since you took 2 football and 2 baseball, I have 2 football. I'll go with the other guy that's a baseball player on my list, and it really goes against antithetical to what I like in pro wrestling. I'm taking another high flyer. I'm going to take Torrey Hunter.
Oh, that's a good
from an
one.
athletic standpoint. I mean, he's a guy who get up and do the cool wrestling stuff.
You know, and it's funny because I almost added Simone Biles to my list just for the aerials.
If you want Simone Biles, you know what? Let's go 6-on-6. I'll give you Simone.
Okay.
Because I did have a woman on my list.
Let's make it a mixed gender match.
Yeah, I have a woman on my list. I will. It's our 50th show. We can break the rules a little bit. We're going to take our top 6. I'm going to draft Serena Williams.
Oh, sure.
Who's just tough, but she's going to work the fashion thing. Like her outfit will be like, forget it, like Charlotte Flair type, but she is strong as all get out. But Biles bouncing around, you got to.
Can you imagine her off the top rope?
Yeah, I can. So here we go. ChatGPT. We want to simulate a professional wrestling Survivor Series style match between the following teams. Team 1 is. Give you team 1. And team 2 is copy and paste in here. Hopefully ChatGPT knows who these people are. I would imagine it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. A classic Survivor Series elimination match filled with chaos, athleticism, wild stylistic clashes, and some truly ridiculous spots. Arena's packed. Commentary team is terrified. It says all 12 fighters are in here. Okay. So the bell rings, and it looks like James Harrison and Larry Allen are starting us off. Tony Hawk hits diving 900-degree crossbody, blah, 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 blah. Simone. I wonder if it almost feels like they're doing this battle royal style.
Right.
So Tony Hawk is the first person eliminated. He tries to attack Ichiro with a skateboard, but Ichiro casually slaps it out of the air and hits a line drive super kick. Simone Biles handsprings into a double rotation moonsault, pins Hawk.
All right.
The second elimination is Ty Cobb. Jack Tatum or Jake Tatum? Did I put Jake Tatum down? Yeah, I did. Oh, boy, I spelled it wrong. It's Jack Tatum. But fortunately, it knows who I'm talking about. Tatum wrestles like a true prime bruiser heel, and Larry Allen trap Cobb. Torrey Hunter distracts the ref, and Serena Williams cracks Cobb with a tennis racket. Allen pins after a power bomb to Cobb. So, yeah, Cobb is dead. My gosh. Torrey Hunter is now eliminated as Ichiro challenges him to a baseball duel. They sprint the ropes like base paths, collide midair, and Torrey tumbles outside. James Harrison spears him through the barricade. He's counted out. Charles Oakley is eliminated next. Serena squares up with Oakley and slaps him across the face. Oakley smiles, swings, and misses as Serena ducks, transitioning into a standing guillotine choke, and Oakley passes out.
Wow.
Yeah. The next elimination, Jack Tatum as Aaron Donald hits him with a running avalanche spine buster. And James Harrison follows with a top rope splash that should not be physically possible. Tatum is pinned. Next up, Ichiro is eliminated. Aaron Judge tags in and hits Ichiro with a home run swing of a lariat. Judge tosses Ichiro into orbit with a military press, and Larry Allen drops an elbow.
On the Ichiro. Oh no.
He's dead.
Larry Allen just killed my 2 Hall of Fame little guys.
Well, Aaron Judge is now out next as Simone Biles counters a power bomb by flipping out of it midair, landing on her feet, and hitting the Biles beam corkscrew stunner. Donald follows with a running tackle that folds Judge in half, so Judge is out. We're going every other. Like they're not even making this
right
tension filled. James Harrison is now out as Harrison and Larry Allen begin a legendary heavyweight slugfest. No selling, just violence. Serena helps Allen by low bridging the ropes. Harrison spills out and is counted out after Allen hits a running truck stick tackle. Serena is now out. She's the next one. Serena dominates Biles with power and precision, but Biles flips through the Williams forearm thing and rebounds with a triple springboard 720 splash, and Donald follows with a power bomb. Serena kicks out at 2, but Donald immediately locks in a crushing bear hug, and Serena passes out.
So I have Donald and Biles left?
Against Larry Allen. Allen is furious. He takes down Donald with impossible strength. They run at each other like 2 war gods and collide so hard the ropes collapse. Simone Biles tags herself in and jumps on a downed Allen, but Allen rises in shock. Biles leaps, double springboard, Biles twisting shooting star press, and eliminates Larry Allen. So Aaron Donald and Simone Biles are your winners.
Ah!
I don't know. Well, you're our top. My top pick lasted until the end at least. So that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Did you have any others that you didn't draft? I'm just curious.
Yeah. The ones that didn't make my list: Deacon Jones probably should have been. Dick Butkus, Vince Wilfork, Greg Lloyd.
Okay.
Bo Jackson.
Bo was on my list.
Really good list. And just for fun, Joey Chestnut.
Oh, sure. So, like I said, Butkus and Bo Jackson were on my list, as well as former Toronto Maple Leaf Ty Domi.
Oh, if we go to hockey, who was the guy from the Scranton Penguins back in the early 2000s when they were making their Calder Cup runs? I can't think of his name. He probably would have been my hockey guy.
My other football guy was Ndamukong Suh.
That would have been
energy.
Yeah, he would have definitely slipped up and hit somebody by accident. Not by accident.
Only eyes like Piper.
Yeah. Good times, good stuff. All right, what are we top 5 in here?
So top 5 was not necessarily our favorite TV shows, but TV shows where it's like a world where we would like to hang out in. Like we would just like to interact with the characters and just be in that world.
I assumed relative safety in mine.
Same here. Like I love Breaking Bad, but I wouldn't want to hang out with Jesse Pinkman and Walter White.
I love The Blacklist, but that's a little dangerous for me. So I'll go first, and my first one is it was like the first one I thought of when we came up with this, because it is as relaxed a show as possible. It's set in New York City, and aside from one, the characters are pretty cool to hang out with. I would pick How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I considered that because I feel, especially early seasons, I think it would be fun to just, hang out at McLaren's, have a couple beers with the gang.
As long as Ted's not around, we could have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, Ted, what's that? You haven't found the love of your life yet? You're 26? Boo-hoo. That would be my role. I'd just be the cranky old guy at the other booth, like, shut up.
I had a drink here.
I also went with kind of like a low-key show, but I went more small town with mine. I would love to be a resident of Pawnee, Indiana, and hang out with Ron Swanson and Leslie Knope and the gang on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I would have thought about that. I don't think I could hang out with Leslie Knope. She's too much for me.
We both love breakfast foods, so we could go to JJ's and get some waffles.
All right.
And she gives great gifts, so I know like every Christmas, like she's gonna get me like a Larry Bird autographed basketball or something.
And I guess she doesn't care if like you measure up to that, but I don't know. She could be pesky.
I could like nerd out about like Marvel stuff with Ben Wyatt. Yeah, I'd have a lot of things to do with the
Codes
Parks
of
and Rec gang.
Dunshire. I could play board games, so that's
I
not
could
sad.
do the cones of, yeah, absolutely. I could play some cones, play some cones, and eat some zones. Big calzone fan, Ben Wyatt.
My number two, I guess you just have to imagine the reason why I would live in this show. It's probably not too hard. I would pick just the 10 of us.
Oh yeah, you just want to flirt with all the daughters.
Well, two of them, not all of them.
Okay, fair. Yeah, there was the
Jamie
the redhead.
Lunar and whoever the blonde was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
some of them were like kids. Like, come on, man.
Well, but we were kids when the show was on.
True. I'm putting myself in high school,
Okay,
so I
I
don't want to
got
hang
you.
out with the elementary kids. Just
And plus, you could learn valuable life lessons from Coach Lubbock.
Coach Lubbock was a cool guy. I think Coach Lubbock would like me as a potential suitor for one of his daughters. So we'll go with just the 10 of us.
I did enjoy that show a lot. I think it's a show that's just been lost to history.
That was a spin-off.
People don't even remember Growing Pains, let alone that it spun off into just the 10 of us. But yeah, that's a good pick. I'm going to go with sort of along the lines of yours, like where I said about hanging out with the gang at McLaren's. I'm going to hang out at a little bar in Boston. Everybody knows my name. Give me Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers would have made my list if it wasn't in Boston. Yeah, absolutely. Run by a former Red Sox pitcher, too. I could hang out with Cliff and Norm. And
I love trivia. You know, so I could sit there and discuss sports trivia with Norm and Cliffy, and Woody could be stupid and Frazier could be pompous.
Yeah. Well, what would you be? You'd just be there.
Yeah, I'd kind of be like a younger version of Paul, if you remember Paul.
I don't remember Paul.
Paul was like a bald. Paul was one of the actor who played Paul was then one of the efficiency experts in Office Space.
I know him. Okay, I see him. Yeah, I got you.
The one who isn't Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Bob's, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, a show I probably could not survive in at all. Not going to work in a hospital. No, so Cheers definitely. It was the short list. Like, well, if I'm really living in that area, I don't know what area this show is in, but I mean, this was just this was one of my favorite shows, and I don't think it got a lot of publicity because it wasn't on like regular standard cable. But I would live in the show Brockmire.
I don't know if I know that show.
So Brockmire. So it was Hank Azaria.
The one where he's I know
baseball announcer. Oh, it was such a great show. But I mean, he was so gloriously alcoholic and just a terrible. He was bad. But I bounce around minor league stadiums, broadcasting. I think that'd be fun.
I think the only thing is, it would get depressing seeing him just like ruin his life every day.
It's my job to make him feel better, I guess, and not ruin his life.
So in this scenario, you're Brockmire's life coach.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
So I'm not. I'm going to preface this by saying I hesitated to say this one, and I will also give the caveat that I'm not making some sort of sick joke when I say this. But when I was a kid, I thought it would have been so much fun to hang out with the Huxtables. Okay. So I know that the Cosby Show is now problematic because of certain reasons, but I would have loved to have hung out with like Theo and Cockroach and, just get a chance to be in that world. Like 8 or 9-year-old me loved the Cosby Show. And that's all we'll say about that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure. All right. So my number 4. So I have 8 to choose from here. So I picked 3 of the 8. I will pick this only because this group of people makes life look easy. They work. Because I always used to wonder, like when I was a kid growing up, like when does this guy take a shower? When does this guy go to the bathroom? You see some of that in the show, and as long as I don't get assaulted by El Cunado, I'd be all right. I'll pick the League. They seem like interesting people to hang out with.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want to spend any time with them.
I would get along with Pete. I would get along with who?
Andre?
No, the guy with the curly hair.
Ruxin?
Oh no, I couldn't handle Andre or Ruxin. But me and Pete and the other, like kind of like the loser guy.
Kevin and Taco.
Me, Kevin, Pete, and Taco. Yeah. Oh, I could hang out with them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think
B&B. Yeah.
I think they would wear thin very quickly for me. And I say that as someone who enjoyed the show. My number 4, I'm going to take it back a little bit to a show that I used to watch. I think a lot of us used to watch it on TBS, especially during Atlanta Braves rain delays. I would have loved to have hung out in Mayberry on the Andy Griffith Show.
I never watched that show, so.
Oh yeah, just something very like peaceful and like gentle humor and just I don't know. It was kind of like the Parks and Rec of the '60s.
Okay, yeah, I know I know of the show.
Right.
I know. I can't offer any guided insight except okay.
Fair.
And my 5th is for very similar reasons as number 2. Take that for what you will. But it was a show I only watched really because my sister watched it. But it was a good cartoon. I would live in Gem and the Holograms.
That's funny.
I would go find me a rocker girl.
I just referenced Gem the other day when I was watching the Macy's parade. And
really?
someone had to explain what like that K-pop Demon Hunter show was on Netflix. And as it was being explained to me, I was like, "Oh, so it's kind of like a Korean gem." And she's like, "Yeah, kind of."
And I don't care. I don't care which band is better, who sells more records. I could find time to spend with any one of the 8 rocker girls. I don't care. Pizzazz, the Misfits, fine, whatever.
I mean, all I can say about this pick is that it's truly, 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 truly outrageous.
Outrageous.
My last one, I think it's a show, if I remember right, that you didn't watch, so it's another one that we won't have much to say about. But it's another show with like gentle humor, where the characters just seem like good people that you'd like to hang out with. And I'm going to say Ted Lasso. Yeah,
I haven't watched that. I watched a little bit of it. I think we got through an episode or maybe 2, but it just didn't stick for us.
Yeah. I especially the first 2 seasons, particularly the first season, is really good. But just a chance to hang out in that world, it'd be super fun.
There's our top 5 shows we'd like to live in. As weird as that is, Mr. Smarty Pants time, and I have 2 questions on a list for you.
Okay,
are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So the first question deals with professional wrestling and the Survivor Series. Who is the only professional wrestler to be undefeated at the Survivor Series, including singles matches, tag team matches, and elimination style matches?
Don't
know what his record is, but I know they said he was undefeated.
Is it someone who like didn't participate that much and that's why he's undefeated?
No. I think he's I don't know how many Survivor Series he's been in, but it's more than a couple, I would imagine.
Is it The Undertaker?
The Undertaker was actually eliminated in his first match when he debuted. He was counted out.
Huh. What? Let me ask this: like, what era are we talking?
You would have watched him.
Okay.
You definitely know this human.
Is it the Ultimate Warrior?
It is the Ultimate Warrior.
I was trying to think because, like, I knew it wasn't Hogan. Well, I'll take that. I needed one bad guess and a little hint, but I'll take that.
I don't. Well, I mean, the little hint. Who's dinging in? Oh, there we go. Um, okay. Question number 2. What is the only city in the United States that has a team in all Big Four sports and has no championships this century?
A city, no championships this century.
Century. That's how it was worded. Yes.
Okay. Is it Phoenix?
It's not Phoenix.
The Suns?
I think they're counting the Diamondbacks win in 2001.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about their loss to the Rangers. I didn't even think back to 01. Okay. You might have to vamp for time while I go through the states.
Oh my goodness! I can tell you that various people have texted me saying "Go Blue." My buddy
nice.
Al, one of my vice principals.
I've got the pregame on mute.
Same. I'm gonna put you on a countdown here soon.
I'm up to Michigan. Is it Minneapolis, St. Paul?
There you go. If you're in Michigan, you're probably close. Yeah, it is Minneapolis. There you go. Look at this. Coming strong today, Mr. Smarty Pants. And your list, I don't know. We'll go with the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go top 5 because that's fair. Going into this Thanksgiving, you know what? It's all time now. Which NFL football teams have the most wins on Thanksgiving Day?
Well, I mean, the Lions have been playing on Thanksgiving since 1934.
They're number 1. Well done.
And the Cowboys have been playing on Thanksgiving since the 60s.
They're number 2. There we go.
And then a lot of times the Lions play in division, so how about the Bears?
Bears are number 3.
And staying in division, and also they play the Cowboys a lot. How about the Packers?
Packers are number 4.
And since they would play the Cowboys a lot, how about Washington?
Washington only has 4. They are way down. They're not on the list. They wouldn't be top 5.
How about the Vikings?
The Vikings are tied for 5th, so they have 7 wins. There's another team out there with 7.
How about this is going to seem like an odd pick because it's an AFC team, but how about the Dolphins?
The Dolphins only have 5 wins, including the Leon Lett game against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So this other team has 7 wins.
Boy. So I've run out of logical guesses. What about the Giants?
The Giants in division with the Cowboys are another logical guess. They are also tied with the Vikings with 7. Well done.
All right.
I'll tell you what. So Cincinnati getting their first Thanksgiving win against Baltimore. There are now 2 teams that have 0 Thanksgiving Day wins. Who are they?
I'm sorry, there are how many?
2. 2 teams have no Thanksgiving Day wins.
The Houston Texans.
The Texans actually have 2.
Wow. How about Jacksonville?
Jacksonville has 0. So that's 1.
How about the Carolina Panthers?
Carolina Panthers have 1. I mean, that's a good guess, but they have 1. I don't know who they beat, but they got 1.
For the purposes of this question, have the Cleveland Browns existed like from the beginning of the league till now, or is it only since Tim Couch?
Probably. The Browns they're not the right answer. They have 3 wins, so probably for a long time.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of like the most recent teams. How about Seattle?
Seattle has 2 wins.
How about the Bucks?
The Bucks are the other one. They have 0.
I was just going backwards from expansion teams. I was like, all right, Texans, Panthers, Jaguars. Then there was expansion in the 70s with the Seahawks, the Bucks.
You don't do anything silly for me, do you?
I do.
Oh no!
It's not sports related.
Here comes Mr. Noodlehead.
So, I don't know if you saw this, but Variety, like the Hollywood,
Yeah.
they did their list of the 100 greatest movie comedies of all time. Of the top 25 on their list, how many can you name?
Airplane.
Airplane was like somewhere in the 60s.
Really? That's okay. Yeah. Oh boy, that kind of throws me off now. The Naked Gun
Was number 1.
Oh, good for them. They don't do sequels like Naked Gun 2.5.
The Naked Gun 2.5 wasn't on the list, but it is a great sequel.
How about Ghostbusters?
Not in the top 25, but was on the list.
Stripes.
I believe also was in the list, but not top 25.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day is number 10. I kind of lost your audio there.
Oh, I said, oh boy. I said, oh boy.
Okay.
It's me trying to think of like comedies that aren't like my comedies. Like I'm sure Waiting didn't make the list.
It did
sure
not.
Clerks didn't make the list. I'm not sure Clerks is a comedy though.
Clerks was on the list, but not in the top 25.
Oh, that's great. Let me look over at my movie thing here. Oh, they're so far away I can't see it. I see Bugs Bunny.
And you're also going to have to think of like, like some of these are going to be prestige movies like masquerading as comedies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair.
Would you like me to give you the list?
Give me a second here.
All right.
I don't even think of the movies that I like that would be considered comedies. I gave you a bunch of them. How about National Lampoon's Vacation?
Not in the top 25.
Christmas Vacation.
Not in the top 25.
Spaceballs?
So to give you an idea, and a lot of people hated this list. This list has been just raked over the coals by people because the Big Lebowski was like 97.
That's weird for me to think of that. That's not a comedy, but it's funny.
So,
what's the list?
Okay, number 25 was MASH, the movie, like the old Donald Sutherland, Elliott Gould movie. 24 is Bridesmaids, the Kristen Wiig movie. 23 is Trouble in Paradise from 1932. 22 is Caddyshack, which should be much higher.
Yeah, okay. I see a bunch of that on TikTok. I'm surprised I didn't remember that.
21, for all those W.C. Fields fans out there, is The Bank Dick. 20 is Superbad.
All right, that's all right.
19 is It Happened One Night with Claudette Colbert and Clark Gable. 18 is This Is Spinal Tap. 17 is The Heartbreak Kid, which was an old Charles Grodin comedy.
Michaels.
His Girl Friday from the 40s is number 16.
You think I was going to get any of these?
I did kind of set you up for failure, I suppose. 15 is Playtime, which even I have never seen.
What?
14 is Sideways, one of the funniest movies about a melancholy alcoholic that you'll ever see.
Winemaking in California.
13 is Dr. Strangelove. 12 is Tootsie. 11 is Sherlock Jr. with Buster Keaton. 10, you got Groundhog Day. 9 is Young Frankenstein, so there's your Mel Brooks.
Okay.
8, if you want a Coen Brothers movie, number 8 is Fargo, which is not a comedy.
Fargo, the comedy. I watched Fargo. Remember, I hadn't seen it before, but I watched it like back in February or so. Yeah, that's not a comedy.
It's a great movie, but I would not call it a comedy at all. Number 7, and I like the Marx Brothers, Duck Soup. Number 6 is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. 5, from the same people who did Spinal Tap, but I can't believe this is number 5, Waiting for Guffman. Number 4 is The Great Dictator, Charlie Chaplin making fun of Hitler. 3 is Annie Hall by Woody Allen. 2 is Some Like It Hot, which is legitimately a great movie. And 1 was The Naked Gun. So for all you comedy fans out there, if you want to see some dude get fed into a wood chipper, go rent Fargo for all the laughs you can handle.
All the laughs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was bad, man.
Yeah, it's a terrible list. And there are a lot of great movies listed there that I would not call like a comedy should like
make you laugh.
Yeah, a lot.
The Big Lebowski made me laugh, but I don't look at The Big Lebowski as a comedy. I think that's almost a movie that like defies a genre. It's not a drama. It's not a. It's got a lot of ins and a lot of outs.
I consider it a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, but Fargo, no. Fargo's like a crime movie.
And some like even in the top 10, outside of Groundhog Day and Naked Gun, I've seen the other ones, but like maybe once or twice. Like I've seen This is Spinal Tap. I've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The other stuff, forget about it. Like you're probably looking at this list like he's got no chance. 0.
More than anything, I just wanted to get out there what a
bad list it was. Yeah,
list that was.
I'll tell you what. You can do quick hitters then. That's where that stuff goes. We haven't done this in a while, and because it's our 50th anniversary show, I thought I would bring it back for you. A rank roulette, A, B, C, D, E, okay. and Tim blind ranking things that he doesn't know what they have in common. So take it away, A, B, C, D, or E. They're still talking. Maybe we're not missing the game. It's nice.
I'll go B.
B is David Robinson.
2.
All right.
I'll go E.
E is former Eagles center Guy Morris.
Well, he's an Eagle. I'll go 3. D.
D is Steve Balboni.
4.
You got A and you got C, it looks like. A and C.
Yeah. I'll go A.
A is former Michigan Wolverines center David Mulk.
5.
So that's. I think you put this list together as I don't know. I think David Mulk was a pretty good center, but C was Mike Singletary.
Okay, so related to the number 50.
They are all wearers of the number 50, as it were.
Okay.
So,
yeah, and I was thinking because Robinson was my favorite of anyone to wear the number 50 in any sport. So I probably in hindsight should have put him at 1, but I'm okay with Singletary.
That's fair. Before we pop out for the day, I did want to share something. Last week at this time was it's a fun time. What? Great time through the streets of Chambersburg, and I love the shot of Main Street and the lights. I'm going to zoom ahead here to when we start playing. There it is. The annual holiday parade signaling the start of the holiday season. That's always a good time.
Yeah, it was they had the parade here last night. I forget what it's called, the Parade of Lights, I think. Always a good time. The local businesses on Main Street do their floats, and I, I'm as sad as I am to see fall end. I do love Christmas, and particularly
like,
Christmas movies.
did we do our Christmas movie list?
Yeah,
We must have. It's like on show 17 or something. To go back and look at my old scripts, because I have a terrible system of actually recording what we do here.
I know, because like when we were talking about Thanksgiving themed ideas, I was like, what about Thanksgiving foods? As if that wasn't the first thing we thought of last year.
Yeah. Like we both talked about our love of stuffing. So
I could eat nothing but stuff, like a whole tray of it.
I'm with you. It's about that time. Looks like they're about to kick off the game. So
Yeah, I've got it queued up right here.
It looks like we're receiving. So hopefully we get a big offensive series here. We'll probably talk about it next week if we're around. The holiday schedule, it's kind of weird and wonky, but have a good weekend. Have a good break. And Tim, we'll see you again after next time.